She does not sleep. The air itself has changed. It carries a scent. An intrusion. Thick, acrid. The mark of strangers. They are oblivious, safe in the shadow of the matriarch. She turns her head, a low rumble in her chest. The sound hits the plains like a shockwave. This is not their king. The cubs freeze, instinct taking over. The queen rises, a sculpture of coiled muscle. Her dynasty, built over a decade in this territory, is suddenly fragile. Every instinct is screaming at her to run, but her bloodline is anchored to this spot. She knows exactly what that sound means. The end of an era, and the beginning of a war. I'm Dr. Aran Stephens, and I've been tracking the Marsh Pride for 15 years. That lioness, Naleku, she's the queen, and she is in serious trouble. This stretch of river, this territory, isn't just land. It's a kingdom. And for the last 6 years, it has been ruled by a single, dominant male. Old Man, we called him. At 14 years, Old Man maintains his dominance through ritual, a stark reminder to any rival. He was a pragmatic king. He held the borders. He protected the cubs. But pragmatism doesn't last forever. Biology is ruthless. Old Man grew complacent. He grew old. And last month, he simply vanished. In lion dynamics, there is no such thing as an empty throne. A pride without a dominant male coalition is a beacon, an open invitation for takeover. And the lions answering that invitation are not pragmatic. They are shatterers. The Nyati brothers. Their name means buffalo. Earned from a documented and frankly insane habit of hunting adult buffalo. They are 450 pounds of pure ambition. And they have been marching south for 3 straight days, following the scent of the Marsh Pride females. Naleku's pride is at its most vulnerable. It is a nursery. Five lionesses and 9 cubs, all under 6 months old. Those cubs all share the bloodline of the previous king. To the Nyati brothers, they are not lions. They are genetic rivals, an obstacle to be erased. This isn't malice. It is the core, brutal mechanism of lion society. Infanticide. The swiftest way for new males to seize control. Is to wipe the genetic slate clean. And force the lionesses back into estrus. Naleku's only choice. Point is to hide her bloodline. But you cannot hide 9 cubs from 2 hunters who have already smelled the throne. The roar of the male signals the gravest danger. Naleku scrambles, her only instinct to shield the dynasty. The long peace is over. The siege has begun. For 2 days, the marsh is a maze of fear. Naleku and the other lionesses are ghosts. They move only at night, splitting the cubs into smaller groups. It's a desperate strategy. Scatter the assets, hope something survives. We're in the middle of a tactical nightmare. The lionesses are trying to outthink an enemy that is all brute force. But the Nyati brothers aren't hunting for food. They are hunting for the future. They don't need to find all the cubs. They just need to find one. A younger lioness, Kito, has hidden her 2 cubs in a dense papyrus thicket. She's young. This is her first litter. She has left them, just for an hour, to drink. He moves with a terrible, slow certainty. Not the crouch of the hunt. This is the stride of an executioner. She sprees. The vehicle lurches as we try to follow. The marsh reeds explode in front of her. Maguvu emerges, one cub already limp in his jaws. It is a pointless, beautiful, horrific act of courage. Is the biological imperative laid bare? Her drive to protect is absolute. But the physics are impossible. He doesn't even look at her. He drops the first cub and enters the thicket for the second. This time, the second male, Hamu, the hammer, intercepts her. He hits her from the side. The battle is over. As the echoes of the chorus fade, the true cost of their victory is weighed in the shimmering heat. We do not intervene. This is the hardest part of the job. People always ask, why don't you do something? Foul! Stop the male? And then what? Do we dart him? Do we chase him off? He will just return tomorrow. We would only be prolonging the inevitable and stressing the entire pride. The journal entries hinted at it, but the fossil record confirms it. This creature survived the extinction event. We are looking at the missing link. A stable pride is built on this foundation. You cannot save the cubs and save the pride. The system demands a new king, and the king demands a new bloodline. The purge has begun. The sound of that fight, Kito's roar, carries across the marsh. It is a signal to every other lioness. The invaders are here, and they will not stop. She knows Kito is gone. She knows those cubs are gone. And she has the weight of the entire dynasty on her shoulders. She has to make a choice. Stay and fight for a territory that is already lost, or run and try to save her genetic legacy. She looks north, toward the main river. It's wide, fast, and full of crocodiles. It is a barra. It is her only chance. She pushes the cubs toward the water, chuffing low. They are terrified. They balk at the edge. There is no time. And plunges into the current. Against the relentless current, the aging queen must summon every ounce of strength. Survival depends on it. She is committing her cubs to the water, to the crocodiles, to escape the certainty of the males. The other two cubs follow, paddling furiously. Hamu roars from the bank, furious, but he will not enter the deep water. We watch from the bridge, our hearts in our throats. This is behavior I've only seen twice in 15 years. A forced water crossing of this magnitude. She's risking everything on one roll of the dice. A dark, long shape moves under the water. A crocodile. It strikes at the last cub. Naleku, on the far bank, cannot look back. She scrambles up the muddy incline, dropping her cub. The second cub emerges, slick and terrified, just behind her. But the third is gone. Nine cubs. In 12 hours, the Marsh Pride's future. So that has been reduced to 2. Kito is dead. Another lioness is missing. This is not a takeover. It is a conquest. A chorus of dominance echoing across the plains. The Nyati have taken control. They have paid for this kingdom in blood, and now they own it. They patrol the boundaries, scent marking over old man's legacy. They are announcing to the world. And to the shattered remnants of the pride, that the new kings have been crowned. she will not return. She is, for all intents and purposes, no longer a Marsh Pride lioness. She is an exile. And the lioness left behind? They are now subjects of a new and brutal regime. The marsh settles into a new, grim quiet. The roars of conquest are replaced by the silence of occupation. The survivors have made their calculation. The immediate threat has passed. The war is over. The new kings have won. The arrival of the Nyati males, Maguvu and Hamu, marks a new chapter for the Marsh Pride. The purge is complete. Of the 9 cubs that represented the Pride's future, only Naleku's 2 exiles remain, miles away. The genetic line of Old Man has been extinguished from this territory. And now, the most shocking and most critical phase of the cycle begins. We watch, and within 72 hours, we see the first lioness approach Maguv. She is soliciting him. She is initiating courtship. To our human eyes, it is the ultimate betrayal. A Stockholm syndrome on the savannah. A surrender that seems to dishonor the cubs she lost. But we have to remove our human lens. This is not forgiveness. It is not fear or allegiance, as we would define it. This is a biological imperative. Wiping the genetic slate clean for all its brutality serves a precise evolutionary purpose. The death of the cubs triggered an immediate hormonal reset in the females. They are now in estrus. Their entire being is now screaming at them to reproduce. A lioness's ultimate drive is to secure the Pride's future. Her imperative is not to mourn the past, but to create the next generation. She will mate with the killer of her cubs. So that her new cubs will be protected by their new, powerful father. This is the grim allegiance. The foundation of the new dynasty. In 3 months, the Marsh Pride will have new cubs, sired by the Nyati brothers. And the males will guard them fiercely. The cycle will have reset, washed clean in blood. But for Naleku, the exile, the story is changed forever. She and her 2 survivors will not rejoin. They are a splinter group, a new line. She paid an impossible price, but she achieved what the others did not. She saved a remnant of her father's bloodline. Her victory is a quiet, lonely one. It is a reminder that in this kingdom, there is no single victory, only survival. This violent, natural drama can only play out if the lions have a stage large enough to accommodate it. The true threat is not the Nyati brothers. It's the shrinking of their world. Habitat loss, human conflict, that is the pressure that turns these natural takeovers into catastrophic population crashes. Our work as researchers and rangers is to protect the borders of this kingdom. We are here to ensure the Marsh Pride has a marsh to fight for, but we are a thin line, and we cannot hold it alone. To support the ranger patrols who keep this territory safe, or to get my exclusive field notes on Naleku's new Splinter Pride. Join our mission. Become part of the story. Protect the saga.